about electronics. Electric devices such as light and household applicants change electric current to other forms of energy. For example, electric stove changes electric current to thermal energy. Other common devices such as mobile phone and computers use electric current for another purpose, to encode information. The use of electric current for this purpose is called electronics. What is electronic signal? Did you ever make a code for the alien in our galaxy? One way to make a code is to represent each letter of the alphabet by a different number. Then you can send a coded message by writing words as a string of digits. This is similar to how information is coded. Using an electric current, the voltage of the current changes rapidly and repeatedly to encode the message called an electronic signal. There are two different types of electronic signal: analog signal and digital signals. A digital signal consists of pulses of voltage created by repeatedly switching the current on and off. This type of signal encodes information as strings of zeros, current off, and the ones current on. It's called binary two-digit code. DVDs, for example, encode sound and picture as digital signals. An analog signal consists of continuously changing voltage in a circuit. For example, microphone encodes sounds as analog signals. How many electronic components are there? Electronic components are parts used in electronic devices such as computers. Components transmit and change electric current. They are made of material called semiconductors. What is semiconductors? Semiconductor is a solid crystal, usually consisting mainly of silicon, that can conduct current better than an electric insulator, but not so well. An electric conductor, very small amount of each element, such as boron or phosphorus, added to the silicon so it can conduct current. Each silicon atom has 4 valence electrons, shares what's on the silicon atom in a crystal. Semiconductors is formed by replacing a few silicon atoms with other atoms that have more or less valence electrons than silicon. There are two different types of semiconductors, N-type and P-type. An N-type semiconductor consists of silicon and elements such as phosphorus that give silicon crystal extra electrons. N-type semiconductors select the negative terminal in a chemical cell. A P-type semiconductor consists of silicon and elements such as boron, gives silicon positively charged holes where electrons are missing. A P-type semiconductor selects the positive terminal in a chemical cell. How many types of electronic components are there? Electronic components contain many semiconductors. Type of components include diodes, transistors, and integrated circuits. A diode consists of a P-type and N-type semiconductor placed side by side. One diode is connected by leads to a source of voltage. Electrons flow from the N-type to the P-type semiconductor. This is the only direction that the electron can flow in a diode. This makes the diode useful for changing alternating current to a direct current. A transistor contains all semiconductors and the PNP or NPN. Current can flow through a transistor as a small amount of current supplied to the center semiconductor to the base. Now much larger current can flow through the transistor from end to end, from collector to emitter. This means that a transmitter can be used as a switch. Pulses of small current turning larger current on off. A transistor also can be increase the amount of current flowing through a circuit. An integrated circuit, also called a microchip, is a tiny flat piece of silicon that consists of a layer of electronic components such as transistors. Integrated circuit is as small as a fingernail. Integrated circuit, as small as a fingernail, can contain millions of electronic components. Current flow extremely rapidly integrated circuit because it doesn't have far to travel with electronic devices. Many of the devices you commonly use are electronic. Electronic devices include computers, mobile phone, TV remotes, DVD and CD players, game system, MP3 players, and digital cameras. All these devices use electric current to encode, analyze, or transmit information. For example, a computer contains a microchip with millions of tiny electronic components. Information encoded as zeros and ones and transmitted as electrical pulses. One digit as a 0 and 1 is called a bit, which stands for binary digits. To go over 8 digits, called a byte. Gigabyte is a billion bytes, that's 8 billion. 0 and 1s. When the computer circuits are so tiny and close together, computer can be very fast and capable of many complex tasks, while remaining smaller parts of the computer transmit, process, or store digital signals include CPU, hard drive, ROM, and RAM. Motherboard tie all these parts of the computer together. CPU, or central processing unit, carry out program instructions. Hard drive is a magnetic disk that provides long-term storage for programs and data. ROM, read-only memory, is a microchip that provides permanent storage, store more important information such as startup instructions. Memory remains even after the computer is turned off. RAM, random access memories, is a microchip that temporarily stores programs and data that are currently being used, and is stored in RAM is lost when the computer is turned off. The motherboard is connected to the CPU, hard drive, ROM, and RAM, and allows all these parts of the computer to receive power and communicate with one another. Summary: the use of electric current to encode the information is called electronics. Electronic signals may be digital or analog signals. Both types of signal encode the information by changing the voltage of the electric current, but they do so in different ways. Electronic components are the part used in electronic devices, and they are made of p-type and n-type semiconductors. An example of electronic components include diodes, transistors, and integrated circuits, microchips. Electronic devices include computer, mobile phone, TV remotes, just to name a few. All of them contain many electronic components that use electric current to encode, analyze, or transmit information. That's it. Thank you very much. 好，我们谈 A major scale, B major scale, Brenet, Mozart, Allegro Brilliant, and Haydn concerto in G major. Yeah, that's it. I'm dropped.